then.
Oh, you look actually really nice.
There you go, you don't have to sound so surprised.
You don't. This is Patrick.
Hello.
And he has done me the most beautiful makeup, which he's going to tell you all about.
Oh, Susie, thank you for that lovely introduction. And you're right, this video's topic is how to create the perfect complementary makeup on a mature client. So let's get started. First things first, we want to prep her eyes. I'm using a concealer, which is the Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer, and applying that all across the lid. It's really important not to apply too much product as you don't want to exaggerate any wrinkles and fine lines on the eyes. Thoroughly setting it with translucent powder as well to make sure that it's not going to budge. This eye makeup look is just going to be a really gorgeous bronze gold eyeshadow using Bette Mesmerise by TIlbury. It's actually cream shadow that I'm applying at the moment. Just using a little flat shadow brush, applying it to the lids, and then going in with a big fluffy brush in a second and blending the edges off. It's really, really nice complementary eye makeup for most people, really, if you want something a bit softer. I've picked up a little bit of shadow. It's just a really soft brown shadow, and I'm buffing that on the edges of both the eyes, so on the left and onto the right now. And then applying the bronze shade, which I'm not sure of the name, from the TIlbury Dolce Vita palette, which I really like. It's a colour that I use quite a lot on most of my clients. It's beautiful gold bronze that is very, very complimentary. And it's finely milled as well, so it looks great on a mature eye. You don't get any of those like particles sort of sticking in anywhere. And I think it's really important to bring a light into an eye makeup on mature skin. However, I would shy away from using anything that's too glittery or sparkly. We don't want glitter and sparkle, we want shimmer, which is what I'm applying now. It's actually the highlighter Shine Bright from Dolce Beauty on the inner corner of her eyes on both sides. Oh, there's the postman. Just applying it all across the inner corners. And using a clean fluffy brush and just blending the edges of that off. You can see it's really, really nice soft shadow look. So it enhances the eye shape, adds a bit of colour, it's very complementary, and it doesn't over dominate the eyes either, which is really, really important when working with a mature client. You don't want them to freak out when they look at their eye makeup. To help enhance her lash line now, I'm taking a brown pencil from the back of my hand, which is nice and warm, and I'm applying it with the detailed shadow brush right into the lash line. So it's going to darken the lash line, but not make it too sharp and dramatic. And then picking up some dark brown shadow and pushing that over the pencil to help ensure that it sets and lasts beautifully. So a really, really dark rooted lash with this eye makeup look, but just nothing really aggressive and harsh, I guess. Just tickling it in, tickle, 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 tickle. And then once I've got my shadow on, I'm going to go into the inner corner of the eyes. You can see Sue's not really getting there you go, she's looking down now. With an angled brush. This is actually a brown gel liner by Makeup Forever, I think it is. I'm getting it really, really nice and tight into the inner corner. Gel always lasts a little bit longer in the inner corners, which is why I like to use it there rather than just pencil. Just cleaning up underneath the eyes, taking off the excess product that might have fallen down. And now we're going to start by applying lashings of mascara to Susie's eyelashes. And I'm using her own mascara wand here. I always give my mature clients the option of using their own mascara so they feel a bit more comfortable knowing that they're going to have beautiful lashes. And I'll also give them the option at times to actually apply their mascara themselves because it's not always the most comfortable experience.
Shall we say this is what the middle-aged do while you do their makeup? They read magazines on baths and beds. Grand Designs by Sue.
I like that magazine.
Patrick loves the kind of magazines that you love.
I've got loads of them. My mum has the biggest.
See, the thing is, Patrick, she makes me out to be weird, and then she's like, oh, Patrick does that.
As you can see, I'm forever being teased by Rosie and her blooming family. Anyway, onto the foundation now, which is probably the most important part of this kind of makeup. It's the most important part of most makeups, but it's really key in working with a mature client. If you can crack their skin, and if you can get them to like it, you'll have a client for life. In this video, I'm using the TIlbury Light Wonder foundation, and it's probably the foundation that I'd use most whenever I'm working with a mature client. For a couple of reasons: it's light reflective, it's glowy, and it's long wearing and hydrating. So I'm building the foundation up in very sheer layers. I'm kind of blending it on with this brush. I think it's important to apply really small amounts and build up because you get much more natural coverage. You can see how half the foundation is done on the right hand side of Susie's face, and it barely looks like she's got much product on there. It just looks more airbrushed and smooth. I can't even express how important it is to have a consultation with your client though, because they've probably been wearing the same foundation and applying the foundation the same way for the past 20, 30, 40, maybe even 50 years. So if we go in as makeup artists and think, hey, I'm going to put this foundation on you because it works well with mature clients, they might not be comfortable. So for example, if Susie had been wearing a full coverage matte foundation every day of her life, and then I applied a really glowy dewy foundation, which is going to complement her skin better, but it's not what she's used to, so she might not like her foundation. However, you can see she's very happy with it, so I'm pleased about that. I am a strong believer in your client's preference dictating how the makeup should look quite a lot. But obviously we're here today to teach you what we think is best, what's the most appropriate. Anyway, going in with concealer now. This is actually a Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer mixed in with moisturiser, just the Lait Creme Concentrate Moisturiser, and I've sheared it down by mixing the two together so it applies really, really beautifully around the under eye area, and it won't exaggerate any fine lines, and definitely won't dry the skin out, which is really important. Once I've applied it with my finger, and I like to use my finger because it warms the product up and just gives a bit of a softer appearance. I'm fluffing a little bit more of the product on with a Mascara blending brush to polish the skin and make it look even more beautiful underneath her eyes. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Now the most important part is setting underneath the eyes, and I'm actually using the La Mer powder, which will thoroughly set that area without causing any extra fine lines to appear, anything like that. It just really beautifully airbrushes underneath the eyes. It's incredible. Going in and adding a bit of colour on the cheeks now. I think I was actually using one of the Hourglass Ambient Lighting powders. As you can see, it has a bit of colour to it, so it's adding a bit of a pinky glow to the cheeks, and buffing that on with the Mascara blush and powder brush. Swirly whirly. I think it's nice to add colour into the cheeks on a mature skin, and then taking a little bit of shadow underneath the eyes to marry the eye makeup together. This is just the same soft brown that I used in the socket, just gently tickling that underneath the bottom lashes. Obviously making sure to get my client to look up, and then applying mascara. And a tiny little bit of, oh, maybe not, nope, here we go again, the Wonder Pencil from NYX, which is like a nice nude colour, which will brighten in the waterline. And then I'm finishing up with Susie's brows, and you can see at first, I'm going in and drawing fine lines of hair into the brow. And I'm applying that mainly where she has no hair, and then tickling the rest of the product through the brows, just enhancing them really, rather than drawing on a big huge crazy brow. And you'll notice I go back through my brows with the spoolie to help soften them up a little bit more. Do the same on the other side now to even out the face. Oh, there's Rosie in front in the background, making a starring appearance. Hello. While we polish off the brows. And then my final thing to do is take a big large fluffy brush and just dust that over all the skin to make sure everything marries together really beautifully, and then spray the skin with Mario Badescu Rose Water Facial Spray, and finally a beautiful coral peach lip to complement Susie's complexion and obviously to match her beautiful fun shirt. Gorgeous! Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you found this really helpful, and I'm sure you'll all agree with me that Susie looks absolutely beautiful.
Thanks to Patrick.
No, thank you. So if you've enjoyed this video, do all the usual things, like, subscribe, and all that stuff down below. Bye!
Look at Sue!
It's been so fun to do this today.
Do you like him more than you like me?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, Carissa.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, that's nice.